Okay. Mm-hmm. Excuse me, all. Prior to beginning, does anybody lose a ticket by any chance? We found a ticket. Has anybody lost a ticket by any chance?
That's my lottery ticket. Let me get it.
No? Can't tell you if it's a winner, but if nobody has, we'll be
Is that a
here.
lottery ticket or just mine?
Unfortunately not.
She said, is it for a fundraiser?
It is.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll get it from you later.
All right.
All right. Right. And where is it to?
And
We ready?
on your call, Madam President.
Trenton City Council meeting Thursday, March 7th is hereby in session. Let us salute the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Adequate notice of this meeting has been given in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act pursuant to Public Laws 1975, Chapter 231. This agenda is complete to the extent known and was sent to the Trenton Times, posted on the first floor bulletin board in City Hall, and filed in the city clerk's office. Formal action will be taken. Mr. Garcia?
Roll call. Councilwoman Edwards, present. Vice President Figueroa Kettenberg. Councilwoman Frisbee. Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Presente.
Councilman Harrison. For the record, Councilman Harrison is present via phone. Councilman Harrison.
Present.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Councilwoman Williams.
Present.
And Council President Feliciano.
Present.
Myself, Brandon Garcia, Municipal Clerk, present. Here is Legislative Counsel, Mr. Edward Kaloji. And in for West Bridges is Mr. Scott Micchio. Thank you. On your call, Madam President.
May continue. Thank you.
Certainly. Madam President, if you'd like, I'd like to read the invocation at this time.
Yes, thank you.
Almighty God, who holds the fate of man and nation, we most humbly beseech thee to bless this our city, these deliberations, and these thy servants, that they may act with wisdom and understanding for the good of our community and thy greater glory. Amen.
Amen.
And Madam President, at this time, I believe we have some recognitions, or at least one recognition that needs to be done.
Yes, we will have council recognition done by Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Thank you, everyone, for being present. So I'm just going to read a little bit of the resolution into the record as we are the City Council, City of Trenton resolution honoring the Trenton Central High School varsity and junior varsity cheerleading team. Whereas Trenton Central High School cheer program is under the direction of head coach Aisha Dawkins and assistant coach Amber Wilson. The cheer program is known for their high energy and spirit that has inspired many crowds for several decades. The style of cheer this team is known for is called Stomp and Shake, which began in our southern states. Trenton Central High School has mastered this style of cheer, which has inspired many to come see them perform. And whereas, in addition to entertaining the crowd and inspiring their teams, the student athletes are encouraged to work within their community by completing community service hours. And whereas both coaches and team members have volunteered at many local events, which has given them much pride in their community. They participated in book bag giveaways and feeding the homeless, helping to organize and distribute book bags to children in the city. The cheer team volunteers time with elementary students, providing face painting and free cheer clinics throughout the state to help motivate our young people to become involved in the sport of cheer. And whereas additionally, within the last 10 years, the program has excelled in competitive cheer. They have competed in the Colonial Valley Conference cheer competition, which includes all Mercer County high schools since 2015. To date, they have won first place in Game Day CVC in 2018. They also won Grand Champs in 2018. And for those who may not know, the sport of cheer, Grand Champs they came in first place out of all of the high schools in Mercer County. They've won Most Spirited in 2016, 2017, 2018, and also 2023. The program is preparing for their next cheer competition in November. And now, therefore, be it resolved that the Trenton City Council hereby wishes to recognize the Trenton Central High School cheerleading teams, both varsity and junior varsity, for continuing to be the positive energy and role models for other students in the community. Yes, so before we take our pictures, I just wanted to, obviously everyone knows that the cheer team is near and dear to my heart as one of the former coaches of Trenton Central High School and obviously a former cheerleader. But these young ladies go unrecognized. We often go to the basketball games and we go to baseball games, the football games. And a lot of people always, they seem to always cheer for the actual players, but not realizing how much these young ladies put into the cheer sport. So I wanted to personally say thank you. I wanted to recognize you because you are always behind the scenes. You always are showing up when we are asking you to be present somewhere. And I just wanted you to know on behalf of the City Council that we love you. We always cheer for you. And I'm excited to see you all here and how the cheer program has grown. To Coach Dawkins and Coach Wilson, we love you. I know how much time goes in. It goes from July until March, every single day. And people don't understand that that's a lot of time. So thank you for being here. And I just want to, if anyone else wants to say something before you all speak.
Madam President. So good evening, and I'm excited to see you. I love seeing our young folks in the building. I want you to realize that this is an opportunity when instead of you guys cheering and encouraging someone else, we want to cheer and encourage you. So this is your moment to be encouraged and to thank you for all that you do to motivate and encourage those that are on the floor. You are the ones that make a difference on a great day and even on a not so great day. So I just want to let you know I salute you. I know that it is hard work. I know because I tried and I didn't have enough rhythm to get on the cheer team myself. So I appreciate the work that you ladies, and if there are any gents that help you out, them as well, that you guys all put in. So I congratulate you. I salute you on this evening.
Councilwoman Williams.
Thank you, ma'am. I just want to congratulate you and say thank you for everything that you do. You did an amazing job even just a few nights ago on the steps of City Hall for the celebration of the key of the city. And if the Christmas parade, you performed in a Christmas parade in the cold. So you're always there for our city, just as you're always there for TCHS and you're always there for the other athletes. And let it be known, cheerleading is a sport. Cheerleading is a sport. I hope that they do get varsity letters and so forth. Okay, that they do. Excellent. So keep it going. When you go off to college, if you go off to college, don't give up on cheerleading. Stay involved with it. It's a great way to support your school. Travel, maybe we'll see some of you on television. But thank you so much for putting the time in and for letting us recognize you. Thank you, ma'am.
Council Vice President.
Hey guys, so I just want to congratulate you guys as a TCHS graduate. as a varsity softball and soccer player and as the TCHS alumni president. I just want to congratulate you all for all your hard work, all your due diligence, all the endurance, and all the pep that you guys bring to all of the games, and all the excitement. And thank you all. Congratulations.
Councilwoman Edwards, did you want to say something?
Why not? Hi, ladies. It's a pleasure to see you here. I know a few of you through my daughter, Michaela, who's back there. I'm just sitting here texting her pictures like, oh, some of your friends are here. I'm so proud of you. So is she. And I mean, I just love the energy that you all bring to all of the games. Without the cheerleaders, there is no cheer at the games. Like, you bring the energy, you liven the crowd, and we love that for you. And we can't do these games without you. So keep it up. Cheerleading is a sport. I definitely tried out, but boxing was more my thing. So I went that way. And congratulations is well deserved. And I'll see you at some of the games in the future.
Councilman Harrison, did you want to say anything?
The cold weather and the basketball games, always promoting a positive message for this great city. So thank you, Councilwoman Yasmin Gonzalez, and thank you to all the young ladies who represent Trenton High School every day. Thank you so much.
So thank you all for the tremendous work that you do. Thank you for the outstanding spirit that you do bring each and every time. I graduated from Notre Dame, right, back in '88, so I'm an old head. But I remember I couldn't deal with cheerleading, so I was a pom-pom girl in the band. But I remember when we would show up at different games and stuff, and the cheerleaders would come out, we would always put our heads down because we just knew Trenton High was going to bring the heat like none other. And so they did it then, and you continue the legacy now. And so we thank you for your dedication, your commitment. Thank you to your coaches that put in the tireless effort to make sure that your routines are on point, to make sure that you are in sync, right? And that you are the true tornado spirit that we need, that carries our teams as we go forward in battle on the field or on the court. So thank you so much. God bless. At this time, if one of the coaches or both coaches want to say something, you could come to the podium, press the mic on, say something. Or one of the cheerleaders.
Okay.
Oh, you want to cheer?
No,
That's
no,
it.
no.
Okay.
You gotta turn it.
Press the button and turn the mic on, baby. There you
This
go.
button?
Yep, there you go.
Okay. Good evening, City Council. Good evening, Trenton citizens.
All right.
I'm Captain Amari Veller-Goss, class 24.
I'm co-captain Asada Geddes.
And we just want to graciously thank you guys for the recognition. We are ambassadors for not only the spirit of our school, Trenton Central High, but role models of our community. We often get overlooked as a sport, and the amount of hard work, dedication, and spirit sets us apart from any and everybody. We're not just a team of girls. We are young women who have been molded by coaches such as Aisha Dawkins, Coach Sharon Grady, and of course, one of our councilwomen, Ms. Yasmin Gonzalez. These women have put us on a road to success with multiple aspects of sisterhood, multiple levels of strength physically and mentally. And we not only cheer for various sporting events, but actively serving our community and enjoying every bit of it at every single time. Our program prides on leaders for our peers, families, and character. Cheer has given us a safe space to come to whenever, no matter the situation. I hope that our youth always feels welcome by our energy. I hope that you guys always feel welcome by our energy. And we hope that you will always be ready to cheer for us and for the city of Trenton. So once again, we thank you tremendously for this amazing recognition. Thank you.
All right, we're gonna step out for a moment quickly and move to the staircase so we could take a couple pictures and come back to the meeting. We ask everyone if you just bear with us just a few minutes while we do this. We'll be right back. Everyone, if you could step out to the staircase. Thank you.
I said,
Mr. Garcia, we're ready.
No? What? Oh. Hold on one second. Yeah, let me get this going. On your call, Madam President.
We can continue with the cannabis presentation for the vault, please.
Certainly. Madam President, you have a presentation here for cannabis. It is the vault. Thank you.
Honorable council.
If you could please, I'm sorry, remind of the time and everything, Mr. Garcia. Presentation time, thank you.
And to the presenters, just so you understand, you'll be limited to a number of, I'm sorry, how many minutes? 10 minutes for your presentation. And Mr. Wolski, I take it will be introducing. Go ahead.
Yes, yes, sir. Uh, I'm Ken Walski, and I'm chairman of the Cannabis Advisory Committee. And on our January meeting, we evaluated the application from the vault, and we recommended that the city issue a resolution of local support for the vault. We found a robust micro retailer application that addressed the criteria in the ordinance by a female social equity applicant, Haitian applicant, and Trenton resident, Kayla Massenat. And she's here today with her mother, Bertuli Massenat. So here they are.
Thank you. Good evening, council.
I'm sorry. Thank you. Go ahead.
Good evening, council. My name is Bertuli Massenet, and I am the daily operation manager for the Vault. To my left here is Kayla Massenet, owner of the Vault, and she'll be coming up as well. For full disclosure, Kayla is my daughter, and I'm also her realtor, and I'm now under her employ as the daily operations manager for the Vault. For the interest of time, we have presented a binder that contains all the information, the same information that was given to the Cannabis Committee for review. There's also the supporting documentation along with our conditional license that we've already been awarded by the state. We also, inside the binder, you will find that we have hired a capital fundraiser. We have our funding and everything else. So I'm just going to read this for the interest of time so I don't get lost. We respectfully come before you as we already have our conditional cannabis license from the state of New Jersey, asking that you grant us the resolution of support to continue our journey in obtaining an annual Class 5 cannabis retail license from the state of New Jersey. Kayla Massenet has lived in the city all her life. She is 100% owner of the Vault, which has received the social equity designation by virtue of having lived in the city of Trenton for over 10 years. Her business has been certified by the state as a woman minority-owned business. And though Trenton is deemed economically disadvantaged by the state, this is an opportunity to create multi-generational wealth for her family that will allow her to demonstrate and train others to have the same. She intends to sell usable cannabis items and related supplies within the state's maximum limits and responsibly to our residents, along with consumers over the age of 21. There is a plan in place to hire 10 employees, operate the cannabis establishment in accordance with the CRC regulations for micro businesses while occupying an area of no more than 2,500 square feet. 3133 East State Street satisfies the buffering requirements. It is located in the downtown district, more than 500 feet from any other possibly soon to open dispensary. It is not located within 750 feet of schools where children are routinely present, measured from door-to-door walking distance. It is not located within 250 feet from the front entrance to a place of worship. A completed application was submitted to the city for review and determined to be complete and compliant, a compliant application by the zoning official. The City Cannabis Advisory Committee, appointed by the city governing body, acted as the body for local review for the city and has also deemed the application to be complete. Private funding has been obtained and a capital fundraiser has been hired, and proof of financial capability to open and operate the cannabis establishment has been submitted as requested from the Trenton Cannabis Advisory Committee. The micro licenses application fee has also been paid. The presentation packet before you includes proposed operational plans, outlines for community programs, employee incentives, partnering agreements, security plans, resident outreach intentions, commitment to local workforce hiring, community service, and collaboration with the schools that support both cannabis training, along with dedicated schools that support social justice incentives. Kayla's qualifications include, but are not limited to, having worked for a retail pharmacy, and she is a nurse. She has committed since the age of 16, partnering in various projects throughout the city of Trenton. To hire, she will be using experienced cannabis staffing agencies such as Braden and Flower Hire and Cannabis. An agreement is already in place with the Trenton Parking Authority, Jimmy Lee Youngblood of Youngblood Electric, and one will be obtained with the Trenton Police Department. The hours of operation will be tentatively between 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., Monday through Saturday. To date, Kayla has done the following. She has obtained a conditional license from the state and secured a site at 31 East 8th Street, Trenton. She has obtained a letter of clearance from zoning to be centrally located in downtown and submitted the application and presented on January 17, 2024. The remaining steps are as follows. Obtain a resolution of support, hopefully from council. Finish outfitting the location. Complete the conversion of the conditional license to the annual license from the state of New Jersey. The annual license will in turn allow the vote to not only provide a platform of information and education on various products and methods of consumption to consumers, but also provide a considerable amount of revenue dollars to the city of Trenton's tax base. Please see pages 6 and 7 of the presentation for the potential tax revenue in the breakdown. We look and seek, hopefully, to become the city of Trenton's first Haitian woman-owned and operated cannabis location. Right now, what I like to do is introduce Kayla, so she can tell you a little bit more about her employee incentives and how she plans to participate with the community.
Good evening. Thank you guys for having us. So to start, my name is Kayla Massonet. I'm going to be reading here, so I probably won't be looking at y'all in your face. So my name is Kayla Massonet, and my background is as follows. I'm a GED awardee. I am a general construction graduate of Mercer County Community College. I'm a former local 254 carpenter's apprentice with a BA in criminal justice from College of St. Elizabeth and a BS. I'm currently enrolled in school to get my RN because right now I'm a LPN. I work for Dangler Construction as a Section 3 hiree traffic controller on the Miller Homes project, Rush Crossings project. I am an LPN and a former school nurse in the Philadelphia School District. I also work in a local hospital currently. I have been a medical cannabis card holder since 2017, licensed to carry gun holder since 2017, currently contracted by Safeguard Properties to do property verifications in the Mercer County area. I state these things to demonstrate this plan wasn't a new one. It's not a bandwagon I'm jumping on, and it isn't a phase. I have been preparing and working on this for some time. My experience also working in the healthcare field, especially during COVID, was a very crucial time. I noticed an increased uptick in a need for escapism, which is one of the reasons why I also wanted to venture into the marijuana population, because isolation and COVID and families were under scrutiny under that time, and a large population found a sense of relief with their circumstances at the time in the use of cannabis products legally and illegally, unfortunately. My primary focus is our relationships with the people who come to us. Our mission is to redefine the cannabis experience by cultivating a compassionate, safe, inclusive space with a diverse cannabis menu with exceptional customer service, like similar to Chick-fil-A. My goal is to guide and meet the needs of all we encounter by assisting to create a one-of-a-kind, uncomplicated, approachable, borderline, unique experience while using therapeutic use and education. Where am I on time? Am I still good? 49 seconds left? Okay, all right, so moving forward, we have a lot of plans in the binder It's going to show the direction of the company that we wish to go, which is community outreach eventually. Because as a kid, I love the Double Dutch program. So I also want to bring back recreational activities for kids and housing a safe place, but also having a therapeutic space for people who do like to indulge in a form of escapism. So with this, we close out and want to also thank you for your time. And what we need from you is your support and hopefully your approval so we can move forward. So thank you. Ooh, made it. Yeah, you did, made it. Thank you.
Any council members have any questions?
Council President,
Councilwoman Williams?
you gave everybody time. Thank you. So I have just some questions. There's a lot of information here. Thank you for being so thorough because it isn't often that we actually get packets this thorough.
Thank you.
That's a compliment.
Thank you.
So I did look through it and I know your startup costs were listed at $500,000. Do you already have that in capitalization or are you still looking to raise money?
We do have most of the capitalization in place. We already secured it and we have someone where we're under contract with the building and it's going to be a cash deal. So those are in place as well. We're going through the inspection process currently. So hopefully if everything goes well with that, we should be closing next month. And so, yes, it's still revolving. But if we need to cut corners, because at the end of the day, we have a large shopping list, but in order to open in the interest of time, what we're liking to do is whatever the state minimum is to open and then we build as we go along.
Okay. And then actually, is there a bank vault in the basement or the?
We wish. No, actually,
What
the
buildings do
location
you
is
have?
located right downtown. There's no bank vault.
Okay.
It's just, we utilize that name because we think of when people utilize cannabis, it's either to escape or to relieve, to hold in or to release. So just like a regular bank for safekeeping, we want people to be safe when they're coming to us. That's why we're going to make sure our products are vetted and we educate them. There's videos that things that they can do on their own time.
Okay. And then as far as security, has the Trenton Police Department already done a review of your security plan?
We've hired the architect who's going to be putting together the whole plan. As we put everything together for the planning committee, we will be reaching out to Trenton Police Department. We have reached out to them and we understand that they have a program as well where we're able to hire on some of the police officers as part of our security plan as well. But everyone says the same thing. You need the resolution letter really first before we're talking to you. With the experience and everything, to be honest with you, as far as the process is concerned, what we found is once you complete one hurdle, it opens up doors that more people are more open and susceptible to see that you're actually going to bring this across to the finish line. And then they dedicate more time in helping you cross over to the finish line. So right now at this point with the planning, with the security plan, as far as the police department is concerned, a lot of that is after the resolution has been issued and then they know, okay, full force, what are we going to do?
Okay. And what is your timeline for opening at this point?
At this point, if we obtain the resolution of support from you, at the next step will be applying to the state for the annual. The inspections are being conducted within the next 30 days of the actual location. We've already secured an agreement with the architect and she's starting to work on the site plans and we'll be submitting our planning application so we can be going through this process simultaneously. So at which time, by the time we finish the planning review, the security plan, all of that will be in place.
Okay. And then my final question, and I'd have to quote Denzel Washington in the film Philadelphia. You have a lot of good pictures and it helps explain it, but can you explain it to me like a 5-year-old would understand it?
Which part? The pictures for the location?
The process of sale. If I wanted to purchase your, because usually you see counters and employees, et cetera. So I'd like you to explain this because this is very unique, actually.
Oh, thank you. Well, see, so we're going to have various means. First of all, because we're located downtown, we have entered into an agreement with the Trenton Parking Authority to make it comfortable for individuals to be able to use the parking. And as you know, when a client comes in, they can have like 20 minutes or 30 minutes, and then they don't have to pay for parking. So one of the things that we've decided to do is create a mobile app that people can actually order ahead of time. So they're literally just coming in, grabbing and go. We have spoken to the state, and one of the things that we're also going to be having is, for example, lockers. So when you call, just like ordering your food, you place your order, because a lot of times people already know the product that they're interested in, right? They're already shopping anywhere, somewhere. So because we'll be running focus groups to understand what are they utilizing and carrying some of the same product, they'll be able to go on their mobile app, place the order. Once the order has been pulled, they'll be notified so they know that it's pulled. It'll be placed in the locker. They come in. Security will check them, right, to make sure that they're supposed to even be there. And then a second checkpoint when they come inside, then they'll go to the kiosk in the pickup window, submit their order ticket along with their ID all over again. And then a person will go to the locker, grab their bag, give it to them, and they can leave. This will allow to also help minimize the lines. With the hours and where we're located, downtown Trenton has over 58,000 employees. With that being said, we're going to try to work our hours within being able to accommodate early on, but prior to a person either going to work, also their cars are already parked. So at lunchtime, and then especially when work gets out around 4 to 6 o'clock. We understand that Trenton sometimes, once the state closes, everyone leaves, right? So some of the events and things that we'll be doing, or focus groups, or possibly thank yous and things of that nature, we're gonna try to do them towards the tail end of the day so we can see if we can keep them around a little bit longer. So basically you're working here and also spending here. Your car is already parked. We're centrally downtown. You'll be walking past other stores as well. Probably, let me go grab a bite to eat and pick this up while I'm out. My car is already parked, and then go back to work.
So it will be just as easy for someone who didn't pre-order to come and purchase.
Absolutely. Now, a person who didn't pre-order, we're going to be having kiosks. So with the kiosk, a person can you can have order at the kiosk and then the order is pulled, or if you're not sure, we're also going to be having bud tenders there that are familiar with the product, which is why we're going to be using a staffing agency, because they can properly vet the individuals and actually check the references to ensure that they know exactly what they're talking about when they're behind the counter. Because again, people smoke for different reasons, and there's different strands, and there's different ways that people can consume. So if a person needs an appointment, like to sit down with someone, that'll be something that they'll be able to curate on the website as well. So they have their own dedicated time and someone to give them that one-on-one attention.
Okay. And my last question, I thought it was impressive to see they had some market research listed. So I was curious how you actually did that market research to see where people in Trent are actually going presently to purchase.
Well, one of the things, we went on the CRC's website. We also went on Google and see who's open. At the end of the day, everybody's going somewhere. So what dispensaries are within a 30-minute radius? Like Kayla has mentioned, she's had her medical card since 2017. So from her having her medical marijuana card, what was her process and what did she notice? And she would travel up to 45 minutes to an hour away, depending on the lines and depending on the time of availability. So utilizing her own personal experience and actually speaking to other people who have medical cards as well, that's how we determine where they're going. But we just did a random, what's in the binder right now is everywhere that's really within a 40-minute radius within the city of Trenton.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. And thank you, Council President.
Council President?
1 minute. I think
Oh.
Council Vice President had a question first, and then Councilwoman Gonzalez. Council Vice President?
Thank you, Council President. Hello.
Hi.
So this information could be, this is a lot of information. I just got these. So this could be in here, but I perused through and I didn't see it. So I was just curious. It looks like you're going to have high volumes of cannabis. You're going to be selling out of your storefront with the kiosks, and I guess you'll have frontward sales, like
Correct.
digital sales as well. How many employees are you thinking that you're going to have on staff?
Well, right now we're a micro business, so we're only allowed to have up to 10. So one of the things that we're going to do, but the 10 can be rotational, for example, full-time or part-time, because one of the things we want to do is be able to also accommodate some of the individuals that will be working with their schedule, because you'll have some people, especially now, that might want to go to school and learn more about cannabis. So those schedules will pretty much fluctuate. So even though it's 10, you know, you might have full-time, you might have part-time, and we might have some where it's on a consulting type basis to be able to accommodate those schedules.
And hours of operation?
Hours of operation, currently downtown have hours from 7 to 10 a.m. As far as what, if you're one of the business, yeah, in the ordinance, it listed as 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. for.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's up to 10 a.m.
So, yeah, I'm sorry. So anywhere in between there, but our standard hours will pretty much be from 8 to, let's say, 7, 8 o'clock at night.
Okay, and I noticed that you did mention like incentives for employees, like a car and other things. What about benefits?
Okay, so with benefits, what we're going to do is we're going to look at healthcare and we're going to try to figure out how to make it work. We have spoken with the Department of Labor. We're speaking with Veterans Affairs. We're going to be speaking with Board of Social Services. One of the things, it's not just about the people that's working with us. Some of Trenton's challenges have been housing, has been transportation and things of that nature. So what we're looking to do is to be able to facilitate what other agencies, for example, aisles, they have the electric cars now. So by having one of their kiosks in the taxis, right? We know Social Services has the Road to Success program. So also assisting them with driver's licenses and things like that. So those are some of the things by pulling those programs together. Even if we don't do it, we're in a position to be able to outsource them to an agency that does and give them those references as we find a point of contact that we can send them to.
But you'll be looking for something in healthcare, especially.
Oh, absolutely.
Full-time.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. And I know that you said influencers and stuff, will they be getting like incentives based on like percentage of sales or things like that? Or will they be on payroll?
Influencers won't be on payroll. That's they pretty much will be like contractors. It could be something that's promoting something as simple as an event, and influencers could be our very own influencers that are here. When we utilize the term influence, it doesn't necessarily mean the multi-million-dollar person that everyone looks up to. No, it's a matter of who has a target market that they also want to educate, and we have a good product, and they're willing to stand with us, and we want them to stand. They're willing to stand with us, and we're standing with them.
And finally, thank you. And finally, you mentioned staffing agency. Will you be hiring outside of the city of Trenton or only in the city of Trenton employees?
I can't say only in the city of Trenton because it all depends on the qualifications. However, we're starting with Trenton first. This is home. I mean, you can't go outside of home. You got to do home first. So yeah.
Thank you very much. Best of luck.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for the presentation. Two of my questions have been answered already, but one other question I had was, I see that you included your potential partnerships. So I wanted to ask, have you spoken to your neighbors around in the area and have their support in what's coming there?
Oh, absolutely. One of the requirements of the application is everyone within 200 square feet had to be notified. We sent out over 140 certified letters introducing ourselves, explaining the process and what we would be doing. And they're also aware that we would be coming before council, so that way they would have opportunity to also be here if they had any objections or concerns, or to be able to call the city at any time in between. All those documents pretty much went out between December and January. We're now in March, so they had about 60 to 90 days if there was any questions. And not being funny, we know Trenton, they don't have a problem picking up the phone if there's an issue. So yes.
Thank you so much. And thank you. I think it's unique also. So
thank you.
Best of luck to you also.
Thank you. Councilwoman.
Thank you, Council President. So I don't have a question. I just wanted to really just say this is really a thorough presentation.
Thank you.
I really commend you both. I love the idea that is, your first page talks about how you are Trenton born. So you are from the city of Trenton, and I'm so glad that we have someone from Trenton knowing that they should be, and we're worth investing in. So seeing your own value, because it helps teach those that are coming up behind you. I love that you have your little lady here. She has just blown me away the whole evening long. I love the kiosk order. That is absolutely fantastic. And the fact that your rewards program, that you have literally broken it down in here, so folks understand exactly what you are planning to do. I think the hours between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. is actually really great timing. And every question that I thought that I had needed to ask you, you actually answered it in your presentation. So
Thank you.
Kudos to both of you. I wish you the best. And I look forward to hearing from you. And you did have to throw in there that Chick-fil-A thing. You know, you were wrong with that. I was hungry. But yeah, that type of service, that's the kind of service we want and our city not only wants, but we deserve. So thank you for that.
Thank you so much. Any other council people?
So I just want to say thank you for the very thorough presentation. I echo the sentiments of my colleagues here. Young woman stepping up, coming to the forefront, helping us to help build the city. Excited to see it, looking forward to see what's to come. I love the foresight about the technology with the app, like you were saying, the pick up and go type thing, the deal with the parking authority, just working it out, right? Thinking ahead of time to see what you can do to help meet the needs of the people, while also taking care of your business at the same time. So I wish you the very best. Looking forward to seeing more from you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Have a good evening.
Mr. Garcia?
Certainly, Madam President, we've reached the point of public comment. I have the clipboard here. We have 6 individuals signed up for public comment. And for the public comment is limited to 5 minutes. You may address any matter that you wish. And understand that the council is not required to respond. Thank you. First person up for public comment is Deborah Cole. And please do state your name and address for the record.
Sure thing. My name is Deborah Cole. I live at 1126 Lamberton Street. I want to thank you for this opportunity to address you at this time. I have one of the properties that borders Hannam Alley, and Hannam Alley, I support the vacation of Hannam Alley, and it's part of the ordinances. It's in your packet 24-19. I trust that Jenna has given you all the information and all the correspondence that we had over the past several years regarding the alley, but I just want to reiterate a couple of them real briefly, since it is on the docket. When it was open, the cars would zoom down that alley quickly and would not stop before they traversed the sidewalk, making it very dangerous for children and pedestrians who were trying to walk on the sidewalk. Also, there was a extreme lack of maintenance. The alley had several large potholes, and that when a car or a truck would hit these potholes, that it would rattle the house, the ground, and Mr. Gonzalez's property. The big trucks that would come down trying to save time by cutting through the alley were squeezing through, taking down branches of my tree, practically hitting Mr. Gonzalez's house just to save 10 seconds instead of going around the block. Very few pedestrians actually use the alley. Drug dealers do find their way to hide in there because it's not extremely well lit. And some of the ATV riders and the motorcycle riders trying to evade the police when they bust them down from riding in the park, try to squeeze up through that alley to get away from the police. So the lack of concern for the sidewalk pedestrian speed has made the alley actually a detriment in the city as opposed to a benefit. So I'm in favor of keeping the alley closed and for the city to vacate Hannam Alley. I thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you.
Edelmiro Gonzalez.
Thank you. Good evening. Pretty much she covered everything. I live in 1132 Lamberton Street. I've been living there since 1984. The alley is too close to the house. It's dangerous. I maintain the alley since I've been living there. Potholes, I gotta fix it myself. It used to be cars, oil trucks, heavy equipment going through the alleyway. My house vibrates. It did damage to my chimney in the house. have somebody check. I had to reline the chimney. I can't use it anymore. So I just want to thank you for this moment. Thank you.
Thank you.
Linda, is that Smith? Linda? She had to leave, understood. Charles, I don't even know what your last name is. Thank you, sir.
So I'd like to say good evening, everybody. My voice is kind of heavy, so I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. Last time I was here was in October, and you know I'm gonna bring you up to speed if you don't remember from before about the demolition of 196 and 202 Pennington Avenue. It has been 5 months since the resolution was approved, and I was assured upon the resolution by the Director of Housing and Economic Development that this would be first on the list, those properties, because they were already made an imminent threat because people were living next to them. I'm number one living next to one of the properties. I'm still getting the same situation from that day to this very day. And it's always when it rains, whatever separation and whatever going on at that house, you know, it's an issue to my house. And each day that goes by, it's causing a water damage, mold, and that's what's happening to my house. Right now, I shouldn't even be before you because it's been 5 months. I mean, come on now. When you make a resolution, you're supposed to execute, not eliminate and go to other projects that's in the city that didn't have a resolution on it. I understand the mayor is the key to the city. He is the one. You cannot put a resolution in place and forget about that resolution and then put something else ahead of that when you got a taxpayer like me that been the owner of the house since 2013 and they're still paid up to this day today, okay? So my issue is, I don't want to keep getting the runaround. I have been very nice about this situation. I even talked to Mr. Beach February the 4th and on the same line with Mr. Carroll Construction. They assured me on the 4th, next week, we're going to execute. And you know what they did? More lies and more deceptions. This is what I'm getting. I don't think it's fair to me as a taxpayer and a person that retired from the city to go through these situations. I know I'm not the only one going through the situation. I know the whole city has bigger problems just like mine. But when you make a resolution on certain things, you have to execute it because now it's a lie. It's 5 months. The last time I was here was October the 26th. It is March the 7th. Come on now, what are our city officials doing? Me and Mr. Beach, I was in his office on the 4th of February, okay? He assured me, like I said, the vendor, the contractor, Carroll's was on the three-way line with us. Come on now, don't lie to me. Because I feel like I'm being, you know, pushed to the side and just give me something to appease me. And honestly, I have not messed with the city since they made the resolution. I should not be here today. It's a waste of my time. You know, I work very hard. I'm still working. I'm chief engineer at 2 hotels in Princeton, the Hyatt and the Hyatt Place. I don't have time to keep coming down here. I'm tired. I want to go home. You know what I mean? But I should not have to keep coming here with the same issues that's been 5 months ago. And not one step has been made about demoing these 2 properties. Somebody's going to get hurt. I see those kids. It's winter months, so they're not out there that much at 202. I don't want to hear that we need public service to do a shut off on the curb. Let me tell you, I know everything about that block between Antioch and Union Baptist Church, where my father was the minister at, okay? So what I'm trying to say is this. I don't want to hear public service. We waiting for public service because I'm going to tell you when 200 Pennington Avenue caught on fire 2 years ago and almost caught on fire to my house, public service cut off the gas, and the electric and cut the wires to both of those properties at 196 and 202. So don't give me lies and deceptions. I'm not arguing with you. They're giving me lies and deception about things that I already know about. Okay? And it's time. Come on now. I mean, give me the opportunity, and I tear that house down myself. I'm a heavy equipment operator. You pay for the dumpsters, I tear it down in 2-3 days. I take 2 weeks vacation. I guarantee that house will be down to the ground. And I'm qualified on all those equipment. Electrician, I'm boiler licensed, blue seal. I'm high pressure boiler. I'm HVAC. I'm accredited with the state, lead, mold. I got it all. I can tear the house down myself. See, that was my brother's house, and I just wish he didn't let it slip out of our opportunity with it as a family and let the city take that over. All I just ask in the city, I know my time is up. What are we gonna do about this? I mean, you can't get no answers now. I'm at the point where now I have to execute. I have to go and do what I have to do for the protection of my property. And it's getting bad. Okay? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Michael Smith. Michael Smith? Understood. For Hadia Muhammad, did I get that right? Anywhere near? Hadia? Thank you.
Hello. Hadia Muhammad. I'm here in reference to 48 Delaware View Avenue. Again, I don't know if anybody remember me, but I was here the same time the last gentleman was here. We were here at the same time, and this is my first time back. The property in question is 48 Delaware View Avenue. It has been in my property since the 1960s. The property, I purchased the property in the year 2000. My late husband, Harold Williams, is a 100% disabled veteran from service-connected injuries during the Vietnam War. We met in 1979, was married in 2008, and it was in 2008 that the property taxes began to fall. But I didn't know that service-connected 100% disabled veterans were tax exempt. And I was so busy into taking care of him, and I'm a disabled person myself. I was in a bus accident back in 1992, a Greyhound in New York, and I was 7 months pregnant. So we've just been trying to take care of each other, and we was just having hard times. The assessor finally did give us our tax exempt status, but we were just not able to keep up with it. And then I think it was in because we got it in 2015. And then just recently with the last, or the next to the last city, when they take the houses and for foreclosure, whatever, I don't know, because it was just for taxes. It was to a sale, and I fought that everything to just not get it going away. So now it's in the city's hand. I spoke to Mr. Beach, and he said that he could give it to me for $1, but what am I gonna do with it? Number one, it's full of our family heirlooms from my grandfather, my uncle, my aunts, my cousins. It's full of heirlooms. My stuff, my mom's stuff. It's just full of things. My husband's things, notebooks that he wrote. I mean, I want to get in there. And I have the key to it. Why they locked the doors, I have no idea. They just boarded them up. I have keys. Oh, we can't leave it open. But yeah, city owns it, but I just don't think that the situation was fair. And also, I am experienced in childcare. Location, location, location is important. Delaware View sits right off of 29 and hits West State Street for people to go right to work. I ran a daycare for years up in Hartford, Connecticut, back in the back in the 1980s. And I just want an opportunity to save our family's property, but they told me I can't do anything from Mr. Beach. He told me, working for the mayor, that he couldn't do anything without the city council. He's like, I can't just do this. He said, you know anybody? I'm like, no, I don't know anybody down there. But he said, only through them can I get it. So he's like, he can't just give properties away. I mean, but I bought the property myself, and it's only taken away due to taxes. And with that occurring interest, I didn't have a mortgage. They told me to get a mortgage, but I told them I'm too poor for a mortgage. I miss a payment, you take my house. And look, now they're taking it during the taxes. So I don't know if it's anything I can do. If I don't know what, I need advice. So if I can get help, I would appreciate it. I do want to do a child care program. I want to do youth counseling and redirections. I want to bring back some double dutch because that's what I remember growing up, hopscotch, and even jacks, whatever, something to get the children doing different things. Chess, I like chess, and to help the children with homework. I love the STEM programs, so we could just, just focus on the children, the youth, because it's their future. Thank you. And one more thing. I just had my 9th grandchild, and we also have our great-grandchild, who's 3, and we need something to leave. My mom, they left things for us, and I have nothing to leave to mine. I thought I was doing something when I paid cash for the house. Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam President, we've reached the point of civic comment, and it is your will, but whoever you'd like to start with.
Thank you. Councilwoman Edwards.
Thank you, Council President. It just happened so fast.
I did just start.
Good
No.
evening.
Inside
It's
out.
fine, it's fine. Good evening, everyone. I didn't have much to say today anyway, but I do want to comment to you, ma'am, about the 48 Delaware View Avenue. I do remember when you came to us about this, when you said that your late husband had passed and you didn't realize that the tax exemption would go away after he was deceased. So, again, I'm sorry that that happened, but I'm sorry.
That's a misunderstanding.
Misunderstanding.
I didn't say that the tax exemption went away when he passed. It was before. We were trying to, first of all, we spent a couple of years not even knowing to file.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we did file, it was late, and they just kept putting on interest fees, and the interest turned out to be more than the actual tax.
Okay.
It's really more interest than anything else. And then when I kept trying to get them to give me an amount, I would give you $1,000 a month to pay it off. Just let there be an end to it.
Okay, well, I want to talk to you about that and see how we can help you and things because, the conversations that you had with them since you've last been here is a little interesting. And, you have your family heirlooms and items inside of the house. So it's very concerning. So we want to make sure that you get the help that you need with at least accessing your personal belongings. And let's see if we can work with the city on if you're trying to buy it back. It was yours, and you had some unfortunate situations happen. So let's just see how we can help you. And I will meet with you after the meeting to collect your information so we can get some resolution with this.
I'll be right here.
All right, thank you. And I also wanted to address the Pennington Avenue situation, but he left. So I'll hold my comments on that as well. So that brings me to a closing, and good to see you all today. Have a good night.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Frisbee.
Thank you, Council President. So I wanted to address Ms. Mohammed. I believe you and I have been interacting via email. I believe that's how you got in touch with Mr. Beach. Is that correct? Did you and I, Frisbee, did you get an email from me connecting you with Mr. Beach? I thought were you the one, I believe that he said that the house was condemned and it was a safety hazard for you that you would have to, that's not the right one? I've been dealing with so many, so if it's not you, then I apologize.
But I had all the plumbing redone.
Okay.
And I wanted the kitchen remodeled, so.
Okay, so then I may be thinking of someone else. Okay, but the one thing I did want to say is we cannot advise you. That's first. That is not our place. We would get in a lot of trouble for that. Mr. Beach saying that it's up to us to, whether or not that decision is made. That's something we'll have to look into as well. I'm glad Councilwoman Edwards is going to look into that. I'm very interested and I'm prayerful. I'm hopeful that you will get your family heirlooms at the very least. No one should lose that, especially when there is an opportunity to get it. Those are irreplaceable. There's no price that you can put on that. So I'm prayerful that that will actually happen. I wanted to say congratulations to our cheerleaders. They're all gone, but I'm excited for Councilwoman Gonzalez that you actually saw fit to acknowledge them. They are a sport and they deserve their accolades. So I'm glad that we gave them just that. And also, Mr. Lewis, he did leave, so I will leave that for later on. Thank you for those who came out about acknowledging the two for the alleyway, Hannah Malley. So in support of that, we always appreciate when the community comes out and pays attention to what's on the docket, knowing that we're here for you. Your voice matters. It absolutely does make a difference in what we do. And let's see. That is that on this. I'm excited about the cannabis organization, the vault that came before us, to have such a young woman here, 30 years of age, presenting this, who is a Trenton resident. That really encourages me, and hopefully it will encourage others in our community to invest here in our community, that when you learn and you go somewhere and you get your education, that you bring it back here and you invest here in our community, in our city. I want to thank everybody for coming out this evening, including my aide over there. I see you, Miss Ann Hyde. Thank you so much for being out here. Thank you to everyone who did come out on this evening. I appreciate every one of you, including DCA, who's out here every meeting with us. Appreciate you as well. Our city's mission statement is recognizing that the people of Trenton have made us guardians of the public trust. We are committed to govern with integrity and fiscal responsibility, to seek excellence in the city's operations, and to serve all the city's people with respect and compassion. I thank each and every one of you for coming out here. We don't take you or your time for granted. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Thank you, Council President. Thank you, everyone, for being present today. Just a couple of things. I want to say congratulations again to the young ladies who were here. As I stated before, working with those young ladies, they often do not get recognized. So I just wanted them to know that we appreciated them. And to the captains and co-captains who spoke, thank you to the Vote for their information. It was a very good presentation, and I look forward to actually reading through it thoroughly later on today. As far as everyone who came and spoke on your concerns, thank you, Ms. Cole and Señor González. Estamos aquí para ayudar a ustedes con ese alleyway, so estamos aquí para ayudar. So I wanted them to know that we will be in support, and thank you for being present and sharing your concerns with us. To Ms. Muhammad, Councilwoman Edwards pretty much said what I was going to say. If you could just leave your information so one of us can actually try to assist you with that. We appreciate you bringing that to our attention. And to Mr. Lewis that left, we've been going back and forth with emails, and it is unfortunate that he is being told specific dates, and then those dates continue to change and change and change. And it's been happening since October. So I understand the frustration when you tell someone on a specific day that things are going to get done and then they do not happen. So to Mr. Lewis. We will continue to work with him and hopefully get those two properties down in a timely fashion. And as we do know, we have a lot of buildings. We have a lot of dilapidated buildings that are vacant and are causing issues in other, to other to the neighboring homes around. And we have a long list and we're trying to get through all of them. So please be patient. But again, for him to be told specific dates and then they continue to change is just not fair to him. So thank you again for everyone being present, and happy Women's History Month.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Williams.
Thank you, ma'am. I just want to start off with thanking everybody for coming, everybody who's watching online tonight. It's important that you get to see what we are doing, but we also, particularly if you come physically to City Council, we get to hear what's going on for you regarding our city. And I'm disappointed to hear about what's happened with Mr. Charles on Pennington regarding these properties, because we were actually pretty excited to be able to pass that ordinance and make it happen. Hopefully, this will get resolved quite soon. Having seen these properties, they are in very poor condition. Ms. Mohammed, I'm sorry this is taking the lengths that it is for your situation. I'm not a lawyer, and anyway, neither would I try to offer you advice, but I know my colleagues who are going to be speaking with you and working with you definitely will do their best. And I hope you also get your family heirlooms and something to pass along to your family. Having family that served in the military, it's very important, particularly when you have that connection to service. And I know your husband's not with us, but I would like to say thank him for his service in Vietnam and for everything that he did for our country. And I hope things will work out, and I'm confident that they will, ma'am. So we have some events coming up. Starting on Monday is the Citizens Police Academy, which my colleagues, Council President Feliciano and Council Vice President Jenna Figueroa Kettenberg took last year, and they very much enjoyed and have been very much proselytizers for it to encourage others. So please, if you are available, want to be an involved citizen or get more involved, consider it, because it does change your perspective. I took it a very long time ago. And it would be good for us to have more citizens take this course so they see what the police are doing, and the police get to hear and see what citizens are thinking about how they're doing it. It's a good exchange of information as well as learning. This weekend, if you go to the movies or like movies, it's the Oscar weekend. So the Trenton Film Society will be showing the Oscar shorts in the categories of live action, documentary, and animation at Passage Theater. So please find them online. If you haven't seen any of these short films, a lot of them are very, very fun. Some are quite moving, and they're usually films from filmmakers that you'll see later on make much bigger movies that you'll see go for Best Picture, etc. But it's something in a city that doesn't have a movie theater to really have a chance to commune, get together with other film lovers and watch. It's a special moment, so please consider attending. And then outside of that, I just want to remind folks about this Saturday night is a fundraiser for Children's Futures with the Bowl-a-thon at Morrisville Lanes. And that starts at 8:30 at night. If you could, please come and support. Tickets for adults are $25. For children 5 to 10, they're $10. And look forward to hopefully seeing some of you there. Thank you very much. Have a good weekend. Please be safe out there. And if you see something that our city needs to improve on, or any of our wards need to improve on, please do reach out to us. You can always find us and our email addresses and phone numbers on the city website. And it's important because we can't fix something unless we know about it. And we're all in this together. So thank you.
Councilman Harrison?
Yes, I would like to first start off tonight, the spring giveaway by the Trenton Police Department, March 23rd, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's Easter baskets complete with perishable and non-perishable items will be distributed at the Trenton Police Department, 225 North Clinton Avenue. For more information, please email the Community Affairs at trentonpolice.net. Next event is Community Affairs has a cafe conversation Saturday, March the 16th, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Orchard House Cafe, 134 East Hanover Street, with special guest speaker, Dr. Deborah Hurston from Capitol Health. There will be free food and beverages served, get to know first responders, engage in conversation about the community initiatives and events, and meet up with friends and neighbors. It's being sponsored by, again, questions, email communityaffairs@trentonpolice.net. Okay, my colleague already had said about the police academy, about the police citizens academy, which is March 14th through May 16th. It's Thursday, it's once a week, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Trenton Police Department, 225 North Clinton Avenue. Cost is free. Applications are available by contacting Community Affairs at trentonpolice.net. Applicants must live in Trenton, be at least 21 years old, and have not been convicted of a crime in the last 5 years. Also, regarding my colleagues, I understand what they were talking about, tabling 24-015. I would like to have on the record the health department give their input into it, also with the rest of my colleagues. So it'll be tabled on the 19th, so we could have a more discussion. If you go to my Facebook page, I will have a link on there regarding the diseases that are from the backyard chickens, so people can go on there too. Also, here we go. The NIA, the Neighborhood Improvement Association, March the 23rd. We're doing Freeman Lane between Hampton and Chambers Street, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's a legal dumping cleanup. That's it, and I thank everybody and have a blessed evening.
Thank you, Councilman.
You're welcome. Thank you, Council President.
Council Vice President.
Thank you, Council President. Hello, everybody. Thank you all for your input this evening. I just want to remind everybody tonight, there's 92,000 residents in the city of Trenton, and a fraction of that are city employees, and a smaller fraction of that are us council people. I feel like, we are doing the best that we can to implement change and to answer the calls of our constituents. I'm a strong advocate for quality of life in my constituents, in my community, in my neighborhood. And I just ask, I know we ask this sometimes for patience, but I really do strongly say, give us a little bit of heed and give us a little bit of patience, because, when we do approve of resolutions that come across our dais, then we do leave it up to our administration to now implement them. And there are a lot of services that are needed for our city of Trenton. And there are a lot of backlog things that did not get done in previous administrations, under previous council. And we are doing the best that we can. And we do have everybody's good grace and change and wants and needs for our taxpayers in mind. Ms. Cole and Mr. Gonzalez, thank you guys for coming and speaking today. As you guys know, it was a labor of love getting Hannah Malley vacated. It was partially vacated under the previous administration, under the previous council. And I'm not even sure if that went before council to have it done, but it had been vacated for several years. And you both communicated to me the need and the want to have that done. And I'm glad that you did. And you provided all the tools. You guys did all your homework, all the research. And, when I got a no from administration first, that was not enough for me. So I was relentless, and I'm glad that I was. We need these things. You guys are tax-paying citizens in the city, and you deserve the best quality of life. So I'm very
glad that we were able to get this done. I'm glad that I didn't give up on it. I'm glad you guys didn't give up on it. And I just want to thank my colleagues for adding it to consent agenda so that it will be passed. So congratulations for that, you guys. And to anybody else in our city, you know, we are trying to get the things done that you guys need for us to get done for you. And it is your right for us to be able to get those things for you. So again, thank you guys. Thank you for your patience. I'm asking for continued patience from myself and from my colleagues as we move forward. So have a wonderful night. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Council Vice President. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight and for being here. We appreciate you being here. Thank you to those that came forward to speak up about your concerns. Certainly, we do care and take it very seriously. What I do want to say is sometimes we get emails from people and they'll email all of us on the same email correspondence. We cannot all respond in that chain because it's a violation of the Open Public Meetings Act. So no one is ignoring what's happening. It would be easier if when you're emailing, you have at least a minimum of 3 council people on it to give the option to come back, because here's the other thing, none of us know who's answering what. So if you email all of us, you may not see anything from anyone because no one's gonna say, well, hey, I took it, or it was me. So we don't know what's happening. So please don't ever think that we're ignoring. Let us just all do better with that process. Shout out to the cheerleaders from TCHS. I did say that I graduated from Notre Dame, but I do teach at the high, so I'm a tornado by default, right? To the vault, again, wonderful young lady coming forward, looking to see what happens. To Mr. Lewis, what I wanted to say about that is that if damage is being caused to his home by fault of whatever is happening, I wonder if that's where that tort claim form would come in to play. So maybe that may be something that you may want to tell him that he may want to look into, the tort claim form. If things happen, they pick it up in the clerk's office if damages are happening to the property by way or fault of the city, because the fact that Mr. Beach and everybody said this was going to happen and he has the document saying that it was and it did not, then if there's damages happening to his house, then he can see them about that with that form possibly. So if you're in contact with him, that may be something that you might want to let him look into. To Ms. Muhammad, again, I'm sorry for everything that's happening regarding your valuables. And I'm sure that my colleague will look into it to see what can be done to help you get your items out of the house as you should have them. For the alley, it was our pleasure to go ahead and take care of that. Thank you for coming forward and speaking on it. Thank you to CVP Figueroa Kettenberg for speaking up. And what I want to say is I'm glad that all the council people, like when we have issues or concerns that our constituents are bringing to the forefront, we have no problem dialoguing and discussing and trying to figure out what's best to do to help serve the people better. And that's what I do love about this council, is that when it comes to serving the people, our hearts and minds are in the same place when it comes to that. So I wanted to say that. The Trenton Police Academy, if you haven't signed up, Citizens Academy, you should sign up. It is a wonderful experience. Councilman Harrison actually did graduate with the last class. CVP and I graduated the class before that. It was a valuable experience. That being said, I'm done for the evening. Everybody have a great week and a wonderful weekend. And that's it. Thank you.
On your call, Madam President.
Let us continue.
Certainly. Madam President, we've reached the point of the docket. And if you want to ask for a motion to approve communications, petitions, and reports.
Yes, may I have a motion to approve communications, petitions, and reports?
So moved. Second.
Mr. Carson.
Roll call. Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa, excuse me, Vice President Figueroa Kettenberg.
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilman Harrison. Yes. Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
And Council President Feliciano.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you.
And Madam President, if you want to ask for a motion to approve the minutes this evening, we have minutes of November 2nd, 2023, and the addition, which was circulated, the minutes for 12/21/2023.
May I have a motion to approve the minutes of 11/2/2023 and 12/21/2023?
So moved.
Thank you. Councilwoman Edwards,
Yes.
Vice President Figueroa Kettner,
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee,
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez,
Yes.
Councilman Harrison, Councilwoman Williams, and Council President Feliciano.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Can I say something real quick? I'm sorry. I just want to shout you and your team out, Mr. Garcia, for pushing through the minutes, getting us to where we need to be. Thank you for your diligence and for the delegation of the duties to your staff to make sure that we are up to snuff and getting better to where we need to be on point. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yep.
Moving on to consent agenda. Madam President, if you want to ask for a motion for consent agenda, that consent agenda consists of resolutions 24-85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. And that will be the entire consent agenda. If you want to ask for a motion to approve.
May I have a motion to approve the entire consent agenda consisting of the numbers read by Clerk Garcia?
So moved.
Second.
Madam President,
Yes.
I have a question on 24088 real quick. Resolution. We have a new version that was provided to us, and I'm wondering what the amendment was. The new version that was provided to tonight versus the one that we put into reading on Tuesday.
That version was received this afternoon, and there were some, I believe there were some. Thank you.
Madam President, may I?
Yes.
Hi, good evening, council.
Good evening.
Adam
Good
Cruz,
evening.
Business Administrator. The question regarding 24-088. Yes, there was a discrepancy on the resolution. One of them should have been strictly just to allocate the funding for ARP. But for some reason, there was language that made it to that resolution that also stated that we were also, not only were we allocating the funding from ARP, but we were also awarding the contract. And that is not the case. And the clerk's office actually brought that to our attention. And so we amended the portion, we added the piece where it says that we were awarding the contract on that resolution. And then we just made it actually just to allocate the funding from ARP. And then 89 is now strictly awarding the contract to GALS to purchase the uniforms for the fire department. So that is the one change that was made was actually just that, doing away with the award, yes, which was not proper because you cannot do both in one resolution. Yes.
So thank you. So
Thank you.
Mr. Garcia,
Yes.
what happens now? I mean, they amended it. I mean, so we had it on the consent agenda. We said,
Right.
yes, we're going with it. Now
It
there's
can-
this that has been changed.
Mhm.
Do we vote to say we still want to leave this on the consent agenda with the change?
I believe you can still leave this on the consent agenda as amended. That's not a problem.
So Madam President, the original intent was for that resolution to allocate the
Right,
funding,
I
which was
understand
mentioned on the resolution.
Mhm.
So it really is, there's nothing that affects the actual intent. It was just removing the language that made, we don't know how it made it stayed in the resolution that was also saying and awarding the contract to GALS.
It really is mainly a title edit.
Okay.
And Madam President, if I may, if it's your will, it can remain on the consent agenda unless someone else wants to pull it out. But that's your call if you want to still include it on the consent agenda.
Okay, thank you. No, does anybody have any problems with it being on the consent agenda?
No.
Okay, so let's continue. Thank you.
Okay. With that being said, I believe we had a motion and a second for the consent agenda. Was there any other discussion regarding any items in the consent agenda? Hearing none, I'll go through the roll call. Councilwoman Edwards,
Yes.
Vice President Figueroa Kettenberg,
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee,
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez,
Yes.
Councilman Harrison, Councilwoman Williams,
Yes.
and Council President Feliciano.
Yes.
Motion carried. I believe, Madam President, if you give me a moment, I think we just lost Councilman Harrison.
Okay.
I'd like to just try and get him back. Oh, there it goes. And there he is again. Councilman Harrison? Hold on one second. Councilman Harrison, are you with us?
Yes.
Thank you. Just please stand by one moment. I believe we were at, we are on to the roll call resolution. And roll call resolution being, roll call resolution 24-84, resolution authorizing the settlement of a workers' compensation claim in the matter of Joseph Muni III versus the City of Trenton, claim petition number 2018-12054, in claim amount of $59,425.20, including attorney fees and costs. And Madam President, if one asks for a motion to approve.
May I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Noted. Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards,
Yes.
Vice President Figueroa Kettenberg. Yes. Councilwoman Frisbee,
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilman Harrison. Councilwoman Williams
Yes.
and Council President Feliciano.
Yes.
Motion carried. On to ordinances. Ordinances for first reading and introduction. We have ordinance 24-16, ordinance amending ordinance 23-25, creating a senior citizen advisory council by the City of Trenton. This is reintroduced to correct errors. And Madam President, if you want to ask for a motion to approve that.
Yes,
ordinance.
thank you. May I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards,
Yes.
Vice President Figueroa Kettenberg,
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee,
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez,
Yes.
Councilman Harrison, Councilwoman Williams,
Yes.
and Council President Feliciano.
Yes.
Motion carried. Ordinance 24-17, ordinance amending ordinance 23-50 to release, vacate, and extinguish any and all public rights in and to the remaining portion of Baker Alley.
May I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
One second.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you. I just want to point out, I know Councilwoman Harrison is not available with us. But each of the my colleagues received a map with a highlighted area behind El Catador, which designates the portion of Baker Alley that would be covered with this ordinance. And it is where the three cars are located just off of the entrance on Mulberry Street. So it is a minimal portion of land. It is not where a structure was previously created, nor is it the entire length of Baker Alley going towards Spruce Street. I just
Right.
wanted to clarify that for folks.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, ma'am.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Mr. Garcia?
Yes. If there's no other discussion, moving through the roll call, correct?
Yes.
I'll go ahead with that roll call again. Councilwoman Edwards,
Yes.
Vice President Figueroa Kettenberg,
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee,
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez,
Yes.
Councilman Harrison, Councilwoman Williams,
Yes.
and Council President Feliciano.
Yes.
Motion carried. Ordinance 24-19, ordinance to release, vacate, and extinguish any and all public rights in a portion of Hannam Alley.
May I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? We can go to the roll.
Certainly. Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards,
Yes.
Vice President Figueroa Kettenberg,
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee,
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez,
Yes.
Councilman Harrison, Councilwoman Williams,
Yes.
and Council President Feliciano.
Yes.
Motion carried. And Madam President, I believe those are all the items we have at this time for the docket. If you want to ask for, if there's nothing further, if you want to ask for a motion to adjourn.
Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards. Yes. Vice President Figueroa Kettenberg.
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Harrison. Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
And Council President Feliciano.
Yes.
Motion carried, meeting adjourned. Thank you.